Hi, welcome to my entry for the Skooled Zone settlement building competition. This is my character. Perma-death run, survival mode, no mods character, all on PS4. This is my first time making a video like this, and my microphone isn't super high quality, so you'll just have to bear with me. This is the settlement I've built right over here for the contest hosted by Paul at the Skooled Zone, which is a really great channel, easily my favorite Fallout 4 channel, especially for all of the great tips on settlement building. So again, there are no mods used and no console commands. This is all built using the base game and all the DLC. This is all built at Egret Marina, which is one of my favorite settlements. If you haven't been to it, it's just southeast of Diamond City. It's a cool little pier, and it's got some pre-built buildings, some of which are damaged, but as you'll see in a moment, I've used the pillar glitch to repair them. I've also christened this Egret Haven Marina, sort of a counterpart to the settlement I have at Sanctuary Hills. The idea behind it was to create a market town where all of the various factions that I control can have kind of these embassies where they can meet and trade without getting into fights and so forth. So one major faction is the Minutemen, who are kind of the security and police to keep all the others in line and make sure they get along. So here's the police station, the little holding cell and security desk. No one on duty right now. Then, right over here, we have the clinic, which is run by the Institute. They've got their decontamination arts to clean off anybody who comes in. They're kind of finicky like that. Got your clinic, where you can get patched up, surgery center, and the Thoropter from the Vault Tech expansion. Back here they've got their rooms and bathroom. One of the first things I wanted to point out is this mirror, which I learned about on the Skooled Zone. He has a whole video on how to do this with a poster from the Nuka World expansion, and you turn it around and pillar glitch it. It's a really helpful video on how to add this, which just adds a nice little accent to any bathroom area you might have in your settlement. Back out here, got this hotel, which is where a lot of the settlers and traveling caravan hands can stay when they visit. Has these nice double doors, which again, there's a whole video on the Skooled Zone about how to make these. They look really good and they work nicely. Here, leading up to it, we have some stairs that I made by glitching in, or well, intersecting some concrete foundation pieces to create nice stone steps. Next door, you have a general goods place. I wanted to make it have a kind of a pawn shop look, and so every kind of weird thing I could think to stick in here is all for sale to outfit your settlement with plenty of post-apocalyptic junk and so forth. Lots of stuff from some of the stranger groups and factions in the wasteland. Moving on. Here we have the barber shop.
Huh?
Which, of course, has a little barber stand where you can get your hair cut. And we've got a little food cart here. This works if someone was standing here to sell you stuff. It has a restaurant stall intersected using the rug glitch with this Nuka World stand. This here, this sort of general store, is actually a abandoned building. You can't go into it. It's pre-built, but I pillar glitched in this doorway so that it has a bit of a nicer, more lived-in look. Next up, we have Fallon's attic, the clothing store.
Good caps
This
to be made,
building,
protect them.
as you can kind of see here, had a pretty big chunk kind of ripped out of it, and so I pillar glitched in a section of building to give it a more finished look.
The children of Adam are dangerous.
Inside you've got
Don't
a nice
trust them.
little clothing store. Again, using the pillar glitch to intersect a store piece into this pre-existing counter so that they can actually stand there and sell stuff. Upstairs you have the living quarters.
Yeah?
Hi there. Again, with the bathroom, with the mirror. This one's got a nice blue frame. And in here you can see where I used these rugs to kind of repair the floor, and you can see where the wall was broken. Upstairs there's a rooftop greenhouse where they can do some farming, and you can head out onto the balcony and get a better view of the courtyard below. You can also look out across the water, see the good view of the lighthouse, the diner, and the ship, which I'll be getting a closer look at in a minute. Here's one of our settlers from Far Harbor.
If you work, you
Just
eat.
around the corner,
It's as simple as that.
got the movie theater, pre-war films, got your posters for a few different options. Again, this is one of the pre-built buildings. It's not actually
What the
functioning,
hell is a synth anyway,
but
huh?
the door makes it look a little
Hi,
nicer.
how are you?
And then back here, you have the farming area. A few people keeping the settlement fed, and one of the smaller factions has a bit of a presence here. Sheffield has joined up with the Children of Adam for some reason. Down here, I built a little house for my personal favorite follower. This is where Curie lives. Got a chemistry station, which I used the rug glitch again to intersect some nicer counters to give it a little cleaner look. Got computers, cats. Same deal with the cooking stove, makes it look a little nicer, almost sanitary looking. And again, back in the mirror. Really like this. Really helpful video on that again. Water purifiers.
Huh? Yeah?
Then we have the crane and the ship, which is one of the first things I built at the settlement. The crane's built on top of this old diner, which was pre-built, and so I cleaned it up a bit and refurnished it again.
Only thing better than getting pissed is picking a fight. Am I right?
Kate lives here. Again, there's the restaurant piece intersected with the pre-built counter, so you can have someone standing there. So I was really happy with that, how that turned out. That was all done using the pillar glitch, as well as a few other things in here, like
Can't
the
wait to get out of this goddamn heat.
ice blocks.
What I wouldn't give for a good stiff drink.
Up here is the crane that I built, which I was pretty happy with. It's mostly the ball track pieces, and then some power lines to kind of create the cables and things. And it's unloading some crates from this ship. It just arrived from Far Harbor, so you can see the harbormen manning the cannon at the front, and Old Longfellow's the captain.
Keep saying to myself I should settle down someday. Think I missed the boat on that one. We heading out?
Down in the hold, you got some barrels and some beds that the crew can sleep. Then you have the warehouse, which is probably the largest rebuilt building here.
The only way you get old in this
Inside
job
you've got most
is
of
assume
the
everyone's out to kill you.
different kind of workstations you can use to repair your armor and weapons. Down here, got a little bit of a Mirelurk security area.
Always felt right at home.
Make sure they don't come
Water's
up
the
out of the water.
That was Personality by Johnny Mercer.
Upstairs you've got a little bit of a shanty area where a few of the harbormen can stay.
Good news, something often in short
If you ain't
Across
been up
the
to
water,
see Great Garden, you
in
should
the
go.
shadier
Whole
part of
place
the
is run
town,
by robots.
you have the Pax hideout. They're one of the 2 raider gangs that I
chill
joined
in
up
my
with.
bones and it won't come out. Too many nights out sleeping in the fog.
And so they have their own spot
Yes?
selling armor, and they've got their pets over here. You might have seen their pet glowing mole rat walking around. He tends to wander. Got a couple dogs, including Mishka, who's a wolf from Far Harbor. If you don't know how to get the wolf as a pet for your settlement, there's again a video on the Skooled Zone how to do that. Just how I learned how. They're really cool, and you can send them to whatever settlement you want.
Yeah?
I lost track of how many blisters I got.
Back here, tucked away into this
the
alley,
smell
is
of the righty deep.
Hi, how are
the
you?
Operators Club,
Crop's coming in
the other
pretty good.
gang that I joined up with. They have sort of an arcade
I have
bar
so much data on the world before
and
the atom bombs.
weapons shop.
I fear I may have to delete some of it to store my new observations.
So that's basically an overview of the settlement. Oh, there's the mole rat. I used a lot of different tips and stuff that I learned on the Skooled Zone, probably a lot that I'm not even thinking of. I had to cut there due to a technical issue, but that's a basic overview of this settlement, and I hope you will consider it for the contest. Sorry about the audio quality again, but I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the stuff I built, and be sure to check out Skooled Zone's channel, the Skooled Zone, for a lot of the tips and tricks that I used to build this. Thank you.
There's no